Good day, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another Bitcoin update. People generally say, and it is a true statement, that when altcoins outperform Bitcoin, when you see meme coins pumping, left, right, and center, that is generally a sign that Bitcoin and the cryptocurrency market in general is about to crash because it's a sign of euphoria before a dump. Now, that is what people are saying is happening right now, and that could be perceived as a warning sign for Bitcoin. However, I actually disagree with that entirely, and we're going to look at the charts and show you why I disagree with the reality of that actually happening. Bitcoin dominance is not moving down. And so this means Bitcoin is actually still in a dominant phase of the market, but it is a warning sign nevertheless, and we will take a look at that and debunk that argument. Regardless of us debunking that argument, there are actually a few valid arguments that are being made by the bears right now, right, that could actually lead to extensive drops on Bitcoin, extensive corrections on Bitcoin, not necessarily down to new lows, but certainly sizable corrections. And I agree with those ones. Those ones are the DXY, the total cryptocurrency market cap, and the weekly close we've just seen on Bitcoin. Quite a few bad things going on there, stuff to be wary of, stuff to be concerned about, and stuff to watch. Nothing that's developed too far yet, but we do have to keep an eye on it. Overall, Bitcoin is still in a decent medium-term structure, and it still looks macro bullish. The macro trends are intact. But without further ado, let's get into it so we can be aware of what's actually going to go on in the future and be aware of the counteracting argument. Let's get into it, guys. So today we are talking about the fact that Bitcoin has broken down from this triangle formation within its larger bullish pennant formation, which is actually quite a significant move. We discussed it potentially happening yesterday. We set up a trading plan for it yesterday. And that trading plan has played out. You should have had profit from that if you did follow what I said there yesterday. As you can see, if we zoom in the 4-hourly chart, what we basically had, apologize for the mess in this chart. See, I'll clean it up a little bit so you can see. We had an uptrending yellow solid line here, as you can see on the Bitcoin chart, 4-hourly chart. We also had an uptrending 4-hourly RSI line, and those lines validated each other, right? The RSI line validated the price chart line. And so I said, if we break down from that solid line there, we should be eventually swooping downwards to test this pink uptrending line, which forms, as you can see on the daily chart, the bigger part, the larger part of this overall kind of triangle formation, which overall is a bullish pennant formation, a bullish structure. And so what I will point out to you is this. Yes, we have broken down, okay? And as of right now, that short trade that we outlined yesterday has reached its first target of the 50 EMA, the blue line on this chart here, which held us up, during this April period. We've kind of reached the first target. We could be seeing a bounce from this region. We also could continue downwards eventually. The point of the matter is this. We have broken down from a smaller triangle formation within the larger triangle formation. Yes, we are seeing downwards price action. Yes, the market is going down quite rapidly. And yes, we have seen a double top formation on this time frame, as I've just outlined there. But overall, we're still in the same triangle. Okay, overall, we're still in the same triangle, and that's kind of a sign of hope there for the bulls and people wanting Bitcoin to go up further in the short term without seeing any real extensive correction to the downside. We're still in the same structure. But to say there aren't warning signs for a correction is ridiculous. There are certainly warning signs for a correction, and there's a few of them that I want to discuss in this video. So, you guys know me at this point. You've probably seen the channel. If you haven't seen the channel, I'm macro bullish. I predicted the bottom on Bitcoin in the mid 16K region. We bottomed out in the mid 15K region. I predict the top 60K, 63K. We bottomed out 69K. So I've been pretty consistent, pretty accurate with my predictions. And the reason, I'm not just saying that for no reason. I'm saying it because the reason I've been accurate with my predictions is because of the 4-year cycle theory. And that's where the basis of my predictions have come from. Now, the 4-year cycle theory basically doesn't have any requirements of Bitcoin from now until late 2025. Bitcoin can do whatever it wants as long as it, peaks out in late 2025 and as long as it doesn't go downwards to new lows. So it could realistically, Bitcoin could realistically go all the way down to 18K and the 4-year cycle could still be active. That would not invalidate the 4-year cycle. I don't think that would be good. I think the levels that we would have lost along the way would have flipped me bearish, at least medium term. And I honestly have said this before, I'll say it again. If we lose 25.2K, which is the bottom of this green major support box and the region we tested for resistance a few times throughout last year and throughout this year I've just circled, if we lose 25.2K, I will be flipping short to medium term bearish because in that case, we would have re-entered this large bear market range and exited the range above the green box, okay, which has historically been very bullish for Bitcoin. So, again, if we break below 25.2K, I don't think the charts look good anymore. But as of right now, we're not below 25.2K. Right, 27.9. We're within a bullish pennant formation. We've got a lot of support. We've got stuff on the weekly chart like bull market support band, stuff like the Gaussian channel, stuff like the 200-week SMA, etc. That's holding us up. I don't think we look particularly bad. But again, the warning signs. And that's really what I want to get into. And I'll get into it now without further ado. What are the warning signs for Bitcoin? Okay, it's good to point them out so you know what they are if they do actually trigger. First warning sign, okay, DXY. The DXY is reverse correlated to Bitcoin. When this thing goes up, Bitcoin goes down. When this thing goes down, Bitcoin goes up. Okay, you can look at the chart on a macro scale and you can see very clearly that in each Bitcoin bull market, this thing has been in a strong downtrend, and in each Bitcoin bear market, this thing has been in at least a moderately strong uptrend or a very strong uptrend in the case of the last bear market. So this is reverse correlated on a macro scale to Bitcoin, and this thing as of right now, unfortunately, is seeing a pretty major support zone be retested. Now, we could lose that support zone. We could go down, in which case Bitcoin would go up. But at the same time, we have to take into consideration this is held for support on 2 occasions before. It could hold again. So that's one thing. If that goes up, that's bad for Bitcoin. We'll have to wait and see what happens there. It could very well go down as well. In fact, if we flip the chart to inverted scale, we can see it's probably very likely to go upwards, which means it's very likely to go downwards, which means Bitcoin's very likely to go upwards. But at this point in time, nothing's confirmed yet. So that is something we can keep an eye on. That's a warning sign. I'd say that's a warning sign. It's something to be concerned about, something to watch. The other thing that's something to watch is the total cryptocurrency market cap on the monthly chart. As you can see, we have a green resistance line. Okay, 2 of them on the monthly chart for total cryptocurrency market cap. If we zoom in, and you can see already we've formed a very weak doji candle there that could be forming into an evening star candlestick formation, which would indicate more downwards price action, which is not very good. And the same thing would be reflected on shorter time frames. So we look at the daily chart, we're struggling to get above that green box with multiple fake outs. A third thing that's happened for Bitcoin that's not very good is we've seen the weekly candle close yesterday. In fact, earlier today, and it actually has closed under 28.6k, just under 28.6k. In fact, right on top of it, but slightly under it. And the fact that we've opened and we've gone downwards below it is not very good. Now, what this means is that 28.6k has been lost, but the thing about that doesn't make it completely convincing is the fact that 28.6k has already seen 2 fake outs. So this is the second fake out, right? So, at some point it loses its relevance. I think that level is losing its relevance. It was a very important level. If we take back in price history, we go to replay mode and we can see back here, say we're in February right now, you can see 28.6k was a very major zone. That's where we tested for support on a few times during the bull market, and that's where we would be testing resistance during the bear market. If you got above that, you'd expect us to go upwards. Now, we've gotten above it, but we've been jumping around and we've been indecisive, and Bitcoin hasn't looked particularly good. And so, it's not as clear as it was before that zone is as important as it was before. And so I think that's not necessarily a warning sign, just a zone losing importance. And and of course the fact that it's happening is not very reassuring because we should realistically be going past it. So that's the third one. And the fourth one, there's a few things here for Bitcoin. The fourth one is Bitcoin dominance. Now, okay, this one I disagree with, but it is something that I'll note just for the sake of it. A lot of people, and you've probably seen it going around, a lot of people in my comment section, a lot of people on YouTube and Twitter, a lot of people just in the cryptocurrency space in general are convinced that right now something like that, there's like a meme coin season going on and everyone's investing in meme coins. And generally speaking, and you'd be right to say this, when altcoins pop off and Bitcoin is going sideways, which is exactly what's happening now with Bitcoin, Bitcoin is going sideways. Altcoins aren't popping off though, but when altcoins pop off and Bitcoin goes sideways, that generally indicates a top for Bitcoin because the money flows into crypto in a very certain way. This is a structured thing. Everyone knows about this. The money goes from fiat. Okay, you deposit it onto an exchange, you buy Bitcoin. Okay, Bitcoin goes up a certain amount. It goes up quite a bit. It makes the market look optimistic. People realize there's bigger returns to be made elsewhere. The market looks bullish. And so they shift their money from Bitcoin into Ethereum. And then the same thing happens with Ethereum. And then finally they shift their money into altcoins, which I'll write right here. Okay, now that is the general market, kind of money flow. And then from altcoins top out, they cause massive euphoria and that crashes the market and the money transfers back into fiat and that repeats over time. That's kind of like the money flow in cryptocurrency. That's how it generally goes. Now, a lot of people are convinced as of right now that the money flow has flown all the way from fiat into Bitcoin, into Ethereum, into altcoins, and we're in that last stage before a crash. Well, that's just simply not true. I mean, it's very easy to debunk this argument. It's simply not true. Look at the Bitcoin dominance chart. Bitcoin dominance is going up, which means Bitcoin is gaining dominance in the market, which means people are investing in Bitcoin more than they're investing in altcoins, which by default objectively means that we haven't seen this money cycle take place yet. In fact, we're in the first stage of the money cycle, and if it's going to take place, yeah, it will start right now, but that means we won't top out until later. So that whole argument's obscene in my opinion. I don't think it makes any sense. It's asinine. It's just simply ignoring the data. Just because a couple of meme coins pop off, it doesn't mean the whole market is ready to crash, right? You can have coins pop off here and there. You can have exceptions pop off. That doesn't mean the whole market's ready to crash. If we saw Bitcoin dominance plummeting while Bitcoin is going sideways, that would be a sign that Bitcoin's going to crash. But that argument, I want to just throw it out the window right now, clear it up. It's not actually backed by data. It's just, people are having their personal emotional responses to a coin going upwards and and kind of tossing that in with their own bearish bias and then using that as a reason for the market to go down. That is one of the warnings for Bitcoin, one of the warning signs for Bitcoin that I see is irrelevant. I don't think that's true. The other ones, yeah, they're pretty relevant, right? The weekly close wasn't good. DXY, it's gray area at best. And total cryptocurrency market cap doesn't look good either. So, there are a few things for Bitcoin that don't look good, but that's certainly not one of them. And speaking of that, Ethereum Bitcoin chart, which is basically the Ethereum chart measured in strength against Bitcoin, which is ETH BTC. So instead of measuring Ethereum against USD, they're measuring it against Bitcoin. It gives an idea of how Ethereum's performing against Bitcoin and vice versa. This chart, doesn't look particularly good either. In fact, if we flip the chart over, what we can see is that it looks very much like what Bitcoin looked like in 2021 during that, bull market phase, the topping out, and then the big correction that came in the middle of 2021. And what did we do there? Well, we jumped around for a bit and then we went upwards again for a second leg. Okay, so if we flip that around, what does this indicate? It indicates that Ethereum BTC would be going downwards, in which case Bitcoin would be gaining more dominance, right? In which case altcoins won't be having an altcoin season. In fact, we'll be seeing more of a Bitcoin season, which means the market wouldn't top yet, right? Because we're not in the right phase of the cycle for the market to top yet. We're in the 4-year cycle still. 4-year cycle's acted perfectly. It's still acting perfectly. That will happen in the bull market in 2025. This is not going to be happening yet. I very much stand by that. So long as the 4-year cycle is active, okay, the money flow in cryptocurrency has to abide by the laws of the 4-year cycle, which is during the bear market and the accumulation phase, which is what we're going to be in until after the halving, Bitcoin will have dominance of the market, and then during the bull market, altcoins will have dominance of the market. As of right now, we're still in that Bitcoin dominance phase, and so we still will be seeing Bitcoin remain with its dominance. And so that's kind of, that's one of the warning signs I disagree with entirely. In fact, that's probably going to be the title of this video because it's a very important point I really wanted to make. Look, there's a few things to watch on Bitcoin. A few things, pretty bad stuff happening. But overall, we're still in the same structure. And from the, being an analyst, being someone who works on confirmation, works on breakdowns, there's not enough evidence at this point in time to really make any assumptions about the price action for Bitcoin. As of right now, the macro trends are still intact. As of right now, even the medium-term trends are intact because we're still in the same medium-term triangle. And so Bitcoin technically still looks good, but there are things on the horizon here that could potentially develop. They also could not, so we just have to keep an eye on them, guys. But thank you for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Before we end, I want to look at a few things. The BitGet exchange is the first thing, guys. 5 times lower fees than Binance, non-KYC. This is the exchange you got to use if you're a trader, or even if you like investing in cryptocurrency, you don't even trade. This is the cheapest exchange in the market. It's never been hacked. It's got its reserves information release, all that kind of stuff, protection fund. It's all sorted in that regard. So I recommend you sign up for this exchange using my referral link, in which case you'll get a 15% trading fee discount for life on the exchange. You help the channel, you help yourself. Go ahead and do that. The link is in the description below. As for learning to trade, and this is something a lot of people are interested in, the Crypto Academy course, 10 units, Become a Trader course, that's the name of the course, Become a Trader. And we've got all the information on the website. We've got a blurb for the course. We've got a unit outline, which shows you exactly what you'll be taught in the course. And then if you throw us an email, okay, and you can throw us an email here at cryptoacademycourses@gmail.com, we'll actually send you a full pamphlet and video, displaying what the course is and outlining exactly what it is, giving you a visual walkthrough of the course. So that's something you can do for free as well. If you want to make an educated decision, go ahead and do that. And then finally, guys, the VIP group. We trade altcoins on the VIP group sub-daily. It's $100 for 3 months of membership. Quite cheap. We've released 6 months of trading results. Every single win and loss is there for you to see before you join. So go ahead and check it all out. If you want to make some money on altcoins, that's probably the way you're going to do it. So guys, thank you for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers.